When we say, hey bro, where are you going? Hey, blah blah blah, with the name, where are you going? So you say, let me check. So you open your diary or something, or your phones, and then you check, oh yeah, I'm going to Brazil. So guys, welcome back to my new video. My name is Vinayak Madan and you are watching Do It My Way. So guys, this video will not be for educational purpose or for anything else, but this video will be a little bit about a fun and strange things. We'll be talking about the cabin crew job and what are the effects which can hinder you while you fly longer flights, and which I am also getting as an obstacle while I'm flying very long, which we call as ultra long haul flights. You've already seen the thumbnail. You might have got an idea what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk, or we're going to discuss, or I'm going to share about the strange things which are happening to me, or which usually happens to any of the crew who flies different time zones or different flights which are ultra longer flights, which are considered as more than 12 hours. So guys, this video, you've already seen that I'm a little bit smiling because I'm not gonna give you some educational information or interview information or something else, but in this video I'm gonna share those things which are really strange to me and which really makes me smile sometimes when I overcome that, or I experience that while on the layovers or while on any of the countries. And I'm gonna share almost 5 to 6 points, and trust me, the fifth one is very interesting one, right? So please stick to this particular video so that you should understand what you're gonna experience while you become a future cabin crew, right? So guys, before moving ahead, I would like to request you to please hit that like button. Please subscribe the channel, because there's a red button which you have to click, and that is totally free. And you know what, I really get a lot of motivation from that particular, when that number goes on the next level. And thank you so much for helping me and assisting me and giving me a lot of support while I was away, because I was working on something and which is very important for you in this coming months and coming years, and making a course of aviation. Not a useless course, but the important thing which we're going to discuss. And also an English course. I'm also studying some English course so that I can explain you well with good explanations, with good PDFs, with good practice examples and all those stuff. So please bear with me, and I'm sorry for making this video long time after. And before moving ahead, I will again request you to please subscribe this channel, please hit the like button, and please share this video, and also let me know by commenting under the video section that how was the video. Are you agreeing on that with the people who are already flying in any of the airlines? So guys, let's not waste time. Let's jump to the very important and the interesting part, that is the strange things which is happening with me, or which happens usually with every of the cabin crew. So let's go. So guys, first on the list we have is the very important thing, and you can really connect that we really forget the days of the week. We have no idea what day is today. Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? It is Wednesday? It is Thursday? If your parents, or if your loved ones, or if your closed one tells you that yes, tomorrow is Sunday and I'll be at home, you can call me. So that is the only time which you really understand that yes, you can call because they are at home and it is Sunday, or it is Saturday, or any XYZ day of the week, right? So what usually happens with us, because we do not have a fixed period of time when we're gonna get offs, because I had 4 offs before that. US flight I had 7 offs, to blah blah. So I have no idea what day I'm flying. I know which date I'm flying, but rather than knowing what day, I am very much, we are very much, the cabin crews are very much inclined towards the dates, right? So just a small example I would like to share you, because mostly when I'm at home or I'm off, I usually call my father individually and my mother separately, because my father is always in the bank and except Saturdays, Sundays, and my mother is at home. So I usually call them individually. But sometimes what happens, because if I have no idea that it is Saturday or Sunday and my father would be home, I can expect my father at home, I usually call my mother, and and I call her and I during a talk, sometimes I find my father sitting behind her back on the bed, so in the room, right? So I really get stunned sometimes. I said, what you're doing at the home? So it is just like, because there's some other guy in the room, right? So it is just like very much, you get very much stunned. You get, you question yourself, what he's doing at home. So then I asked him, mom, what he's doing at home today. He is not at the office? He said, no, beta, it is Sunday or it is Saturday today. So then I realized, oh my goodness, that's why I was calling to mom. I could have called my father only straight away, so I could have talked, I would have, interacted with both of them together. So that time I understand, I realized that yes, oh man, it is Saturday or it is Sunday. So sometimes you get so much, overwhelmed with the flights, or you get so much confused while flying longer flights, like more than 12 hours, like Australia, Canada, US, or you can say Auckland, New Zealand. So these are the flights which are very, very long, and like Brazil, like Cape Town is also fine, it's 9-10 hours, Bali is also 10 hours almost. So these are the flights which confuses you a lot. So this is the very, 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 important and a stupid point which I wanted to share with you. So next on the list we have is saying sir or ma'am at any given point of time. So it is very, 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 awkward sometimes for the people who are not, used to hear this particular word, because recently example which I wanted to give you is that I went to Chandigarh, India, and I was sitting in one of the restaurants, and there was a person who was serving us, and the person was very, very simple, the waiters and all that. He was very poor guy, and just like a labor, right? So those people are not habitual of listening sir or ma'am from Indian people, especially because we usually call bhai, bhaiya, chotu, sister, blah blah blah, right? So I have a habit, or we usually cabin crews have a habit of saying sir or ma'am at any given point of time. Even if I call my tayaji sir sometimes, it happens, when we are talking, because we have a habit of saying sir or ma'am, so we usually call sir. Then I realized no, he's my tayaji, right? So this is very unusual thing which usually happens. And I was sitting there and I called him. I said, sir, can you just get me, sir, mujhe chai dijiye, wo Hindi mein bola, obviously, right? So what I am trying to interpret is that I told him that yes, sir, could you please help me out with the one tea, please, a black tea or something. And he was very mesmerized. He was very happy. He had a small smile, because when you listen sir, because in India we usually have a sir is very respectable, or a ma'am is very respectable word. If we talk about other corporate worlds, we usually speak by the name, right? But we are already so comfortable with saying sir and all, because in Qatar Airways also, when I fly, when I'm not aware of the name, I usually say ma'am to my crew also, because it is better to say by the name rather than by sir or ma'am, rather than saying wrong name or pronouncing wrong name. Till the time you're not aware of something, I usually say sir or ma'am. So I told him that, sir, can you get me a tea? And he was very mesmerized. He was very happy. I can feel his smile on the face. So then my friend told me that yes, it is not something which is very common in India nowadays. Not nowadays, but usually back time when I was working or doing college during that time also. So they get very much overwhelmed when we go to street vendors, when we talk to any person outside, we always say sir, ma'am. It is very, very good way of meeting someone and giving that respect they really deserve, right? So this is something which is very strange, which is on the second number. So guys, third on the list we have is sorry. A very, very important word in the cabin crew dictionary, you can say, or the dictionary of the cabin crew, is very, very, very important word, which is sorry, or apologizing again and again where it is not necessary. So sometimes I used to recall and I used to laugh when I'm sitting alone. I'm recalling my day, what I have done, stupid thing which I did on the flight with the customers. And trust me, the sorry word really, makes me laugh every time when I recall it. And I will tell you one instance, where I was I was thinking a little bit forward, that, a step forward. What happened was I was flying on, I guess, Airbus 330-300 aircraft, and I was going to Colombo or Dhaka, I'm not sure. It is almost 6 months back, and I was standing on the way, in the way, and my crew was about to, she wanted to pass by. So rather than saying excuse me, this word excuse me and this word sorry, we have already, eradicated word excuse me from our cabin crew life, because nowadays we do not say excuse me. Why? Because it is a bit of rude which we say in our cabin crew life or hospitality sectors. It's rather than saying excuse me, we usually say sorry. Can you give me a way, or I'm sorry, can I just need to pass. So very, very important word. First time when she asked me sorry, I ignored it because I was in between the talk with someone. And then next time when she again said, then I said, can I talk to you? She said yes. I said, I wanted to know why you were saying sorry rather than saying excuse me, because excuse me is a word which really excuses someone and you have to pass. Or if you're on the phone, we again have to say excuse me, please excuse me, I'll just come back. So this is how the things happens, but this is very stupid things, while securing the cabin for the takeoff. When we secure the cabin, we make sure that every seat belt is there, blah blah blah, right? And then also that time is also very, very common when we ask customers, sir, really sorry, but could you please help me out? Could you help yourself with the seat belt? Here, sorry is something which is not important, or which cannot be there, right? We should not be there, but we say sorry just to be very polite. But in case the customer is not listening to you, then you have all the right to be firm, right? So this is what I wanted to tell you. Sorry is something very, 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 very stupid thing which we say at every given point of time. In front of a girls, you have to be sorry. I'm talking about the boys, but you have to be sorry everywhere when you become a cabin crew, right? So the number 4th is very, very important and makes me feel very, sometimes you can say I really laugh, or when I share with my parents, they also laugh, which is very, very, very interesting, is that I used to get up while sleeping and I get ready. It is not a problem, it's not a disorder, it is a disorder in cabin crew life, because sometimes you're very, very exhausted mentally or physically not because of the flights, because of the timings of the flight, right? Not about the customers as well, but the timings or the time zones you're flying, or you were flying 2 days or 3 days back. So it was a time, I wanted to give an example. When I was flying to I was flying to Colombo, and there was a match of Asia Cup, India versus Pakistan, last Asia Cup which happened in India, in Sri Lanka, and I booked the tickets for that. I guess I have shared the pictures. I'll share the pictures here. And at 6 o'clock, I guess 7 o'clock, we landed in the morning, and it was like 24 hours layover in Colombo, and nobody was interested to go for the match. So I booked the tickets. I went around 10 o'clock and I was alone. Because flying in the night is very, very difficult, irrespective of what type of customers they are, what type of flight it is, long, short, but night flight is night flight, right? I landed, I changed my clothes, and I went, and I was a lone person who traveled 30 minutes to the stadium and came back 30 minutes from the stadium to the hotel in the evening, and I then slept. And what I realized in the night was that in the evening was that I got so exhausted after 3 to 4 hours. I just got up rather than watching, or rather than checking my phone, the time or my alarm or the wake up call. I just went in the washroom. I just I did brush, and I brushed my teeth. I didn't take bath because I thought that I'm now late. So I just wore my shirt. I just had my badges on. I just had my trousers, a tie, and I just wore my uniform, right? And I was packing my bag. So it clicked my mind that my flight was in the morning around 11 or 12. I am not sure, but there's no sun outside. I cannot see any light outside. I just undraw the curtains, and I just saw it is still dark. Then wearing the uniform, rather than going outside the door, I just checked. I said, because when we check in the hotel, usually get a piece of paper where everything is mentioned, the discounts, the timings, the shuttle bus, the bus which can drop you here and there, blah blah blah, right? So I just checked all the details, and also we get the time of the wake up and the pickup on the key card, right? So I just checked, and it was around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I don't remember, but I said, fuck, what happened? So I then realized what is going through. Then I thought I must be very tired, Then I was wearing the uniform. I thought of what to do now. Then I removed my shirt and all clothes. I took shower, and then I slept, man. I slept for 4 to 5 hours more. So when I shared, it happened not only once, it happened in US also. I guess it happened in in Bali, I guess. I don't know. It happened many times with me. I never got late trust me, I only got late once. Second day of my training when I came in Doha, and then that was the only time when I got really fucked up, right? But trust me, when I realize, when I understand that, you think how stupid you are, but you are not actually stupid, because you're flying stupid flights, you're doing flights over different time zones, you tend to do this stupidity, right? So guys, this will happen to you, trust me, when you become cabin crew. So guys, fifth on the list we have is again related to sleep. But this is something different. Sleeping in installments. Yes, it's not about ICICI Bank. It's not about other bank you're paying credit card, payments. But it is just like installments which you give. So when we fly to different time zones, when we fly different flights which are almost 12 hours and above, and they are almost, you can call it as ultra longer flights, like US, like Canada, you like Australia, like New Zealand. So these are the flights which are very, very far, like Brazil, almost 13 hours, Sao Paulo. And these are the flights which are very, very, very difficult to do. And what usually happens is when we land in US, when we land to these type of destinations, to name a few, what usually happens is we land, if we feel like eating, we eat, and then we go for a sleep. We sleep for almost 4 and 5 hours. It is not intentionally that we do, but it is just a circadian rhythm, or just like a sleep cycle which we have to occupy, which we have to adapt to when we fly to these time zones. And suddenly we get up after eating, and after sleeping for 4 to 5 hours, and then we again have to eat. You remember that? Because I'll show you here, if I have the Uber Eats, what do you say, when I order, and because obviously you can't see the time, you will see after every 4 hours I am eating something in US, right? It is very difficult. I was in San Francisco, US, and it is in California. So this what happens when you fly to these type of countries. You sleep, you eat after landing, then you eat something, then you sleep for 4 or 5 hours, you automatically get up, then you order something, then you sleep, then you get up, then you sleep. This is what happens. You cannot sleep at a single stretch. Many people are blessed with the sleep that they can sleep at single stretch, but I cannot. Most of the people I've heard, they cannot when they fly to these type of countries. Then the cities or the country which I've already named a minute back, right? So this is what happens when you go to these countries. You sleep in the installment. That's why I gave this name, installments. So guys, last but not the least is, you will say, sir, Vinayak, you're just speaking or exaggerating things, but trust me, this is not. You can ask any of the crews flying, different countries or something. I'm not talking about the domestic, but I'm talking about only internationals, and that too longer destinations, right? So what usually happens is forgetting the destinations or while going to the briefing room. It is very much common with us, and we usually talk during the flights that yes, I really forgot where I'm going to today. So when we are going to the briefing room, or when we are heading after giving our luggage, or getting our luggage checked in, and then we are going, when you're signing in, then afterwards we're going to the briefing room. And when we meet our friends or someone you have flown with recently, and they recognize you, or you recognize vice versa, and then we say, hey bro, where are you going? Hey, blah blah blah, with the name, where are you going? So you say, let me check. So you open your diary or something, or your phones, and then you check, oh yeah, I'm going to Brazil. Okay. And where are you going? Okay, let me check. So this is very, 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 very normal, very common between us or among us, because we tend to forget where we are going. We tend to forget the destinations we have flown. One day back, it is very, very difficult to remember, because I just went to US. My brother asked me, bro, which was the last destinations you did? Any new destinations? Trust me, I was blank for next 5 minutes, and he can also understand. He can also, agree on this, because it is very difficult to recognize, understand, or recall immediately, because our mind becomes so lethargic, or become very much irritating. We become very much lethargic, very much exhausted. It is very exhausting thing, or we become very exhausted. So, it is very common between us that yes, we tend to forget that. One example I would like to give again, I was going to one flight. It was Cape Town, which was Johannesburg Johannesburg. There was one of a friend who flew with me in Jet Airways 7 years back. So we were in the same flight. So he was pulled out. I had no idea that he's also there. So we were heading towards the briefing room, and trust me, this is the door. And he said, he just met me. He said, we were entering the room. He said, bro, what was the flight number? What was the flight number? And what was the destination? And we were about to knock the door, because when we enter, we always, understand, or we ask that, yes, is it Sao Paulo? Is it Brazil? Is it Cape Town? Is it Johannesburg? Because sometimes you never know, the briefing room changes, right? So we always reconfirm. So he said, oh, sorry. Then we opened the diary, and then we checked again, and then we understood, oh, okay, yes, we are going to we are going to Cape Town. So this is very, very common, guys. So please understand that this is not something which which I wanted to make just for a formality, but I wanted to share with you, these are the stupid things which happens with us. So guys, this was all of these stupid things which I wanted to share. Because you can see the smile, because I seriously, if I'm recalling now also, if I tend to recall now also, still I can have a smile on my face, because very, 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 very common. These are the things which are very common, and we tend to experience every month, every day, right? So guys, this was all from this particular video. I hope you can connect well, and the people who are already flying, they can also connect well. And I wish you all the best, and coming up with a lot of good surprises, a lot of good courses. Trust me, I will not make stupid courses. I will not make stupid information. You also know that I will make very worthy courses. I will take time, but I will make very worthy courses. Maximum I'll take 8 classes in a month. I'm giving an idea what I'm coming through and I'm going to come with, and almost 2 hours or 2.5 hours class each day, and almost 5 to 6 people in one batch, because I cannot have random batches, or I can have multiple batches. I can only take one batch, and I can only allow 5 to 6 people, because more people will not be able to understand nicely, and I will not be able to give a lot of time to individual people. So it's better to have less people, and so that we can interact nicely, right? So guys, this was all from this particular interesting video, a strange video, unusual things which usually happen with us. And I will come with a very, very, very important video coming shortly, because I was scrolling to my Samsung notes, and I have made numerous scripts which I was not able to make it because of my laziness, or because of my studies which were going, and that's why I was not able to make videos. But now I've already scrolled everything. Now I've got a lot of stuff to make, and I'll see you in the next particular video with the informative and the knowledgeable stuff. Till then, all the very best, work hard, and shabak khair.